What's up, my little pulselings? How's it going? Thank you for joining me today, where every day from Monday to Friday we will take a look at a different game to see if it's worth your hard-earned money or if it's not. If you like what you see, like and subscribe. It really helps the channel out. And on a Friday, if I do any Let's Play, I'll put it up then so you got a bonus video. Let's get to the video. Sup, pulsers? How's it going? Thank you for joining me today. We are taking a look at Microtopia. This is an ant colony one. I've had a little play around with it. It's pretty good. Become the hive mind of a robotic ant colony in Microtopia. Use pheromone trails to create automated and optimized supply chains for your ants to follow, collect resources, produce goods, feed your queen, grow your colony, and fly out to expand the species. Now the game itself is pretty good. I think if you're into building games, you're gonna like it. There is one bit I didn't like. Your little workers die. I don't like that bit, but you can extend their lives though. So let's take a look. Right, so this is the open world. Now when you pick where to put your colony, these sunflowers are your food resource. Now, if you build a highway going all the way around, all your ants going to die before they get back to your queen. So you kind of want your queen to be here-ish in the middle, because she can get scrap, she can get food, and she can have a little offshoot if she needs to. Right, move the camera around. Now, to rotate the camera, it's the middle mouse button in. I hate that way that is done. You should do either Q and E or Z and X. But there you go, it's down to your own options, right. Now you need your queen, you want to rotate her about there. Ants in this game look awesome, by the way. The designs are can't say really cool, look, they're like robots. Even their little faces are like, kind of remind me of like tractors. You can instruct workers by clicking on them. You can let them interact with the environment. They will collect materials or drop them off. Workers cannot walk through obstacles. You'll have to draw around them. Use the right mouse button to deselect your current active selection. Right, see, look, you turn to go around. Alright, so you're going to go to your first scrap pile and get to pick up. Build a stockpile. Scrap iron stockpile. Okay, cool. Right. Now you want this to be near here. Your little ants. Look at the way he chucks up his little antiness. Create supply trains by using trails. These are pathways that remain after ants have used them. Pathing system in this is actually really well done. Action flags will automatically appear on trails near objects and buildings. Here the workers interact with the objects, collecting or dropping off material. By creating loops, the workers will keep performing the same tasks. Alright, so now I personally do think this game needs a fast forward button. So I'm going to skip this because it's going to take a little while. Right, now that we've collected out 10 scrap, we can continue. At any time, press the spacebar, pause the game. There you go. The queen will soon birth her first larva. You can grow larva into new workers by using the incubators. Now I will say straight away, put down more than one of these. No, so I'm going to put can now click and drag existing trails to freely move them around. Buildings can be moved into positions. Buildings can also freely be demolished. The materials will be returned to the stockpile. That's a really good thing about this game. I think it's awesome. I'll put that down there for a reason. Right, so you pick one of these little adverts. Put one now. Don't be afraid to go back and change your layouts. Effectively setting up likely need several iterations. Yes, that is very true. The reason why I build multiple is because when you start stocking up babies, they go there, it takes ages, and they're going to be able to go around once or twice. Right, foraging. Right, so I've just done this very basic little trail around here. So they'll be born, they come down, they start picking up the food around here, bring it around to the queen, check your babies, and you've got yourself a nice little loop. To have one of the best workers in this bit, you need one down here, you need one in the food. So no matter what, you have someone collecting, because these little guys die. They have a certain little amount of health, then they die. The queen needs energy to produce larvae. Feed her energy pods to fill the energy meter in the top left of the interface. Feed her enough energy and a colony will go up a stage. This will increase the colony's max population. A high energy tier also means that the bar will deplete quicker. So feed her as much energy as you can. Sustain her at high populations. That's where second pathways that come in. So for now I'm going to leave it like that. Let them produce and then come around, and I'm going to put a second feeding garden here, and they can go back into itself. I'm going to have one of these producing ants to go this way, and I have one of them producing ants to go that way. So they'll always be building, they'll always be feeding. Ants can take materials from stockpiles by using dispensers. You can easily place them by clicking place dispenser on a desired stockpile. Dispensers can also read signs to a different stockpile. Right, storage and production as well. Right, so you click on the storage stockpile and you put place dispenser, and wherever you place this dispenser is where it's going to spit out these bits of material. Right, so I've got my little food line going on. And then my ants come down here, they pick up the scrap, they walk around, they place the scrap on there, that dispenses it, they walk around, they pick it up, put it in the smelter. Once it's been smelted, they stick it on here. Which this will then have a dispenser over here. Right, so we've got our little smelter, we've got our 10 iron blocks. Use the iron blocks to build a workshop. Now it says build a workshop. You want to build 2. So they're going to put that there, they're going to build the iron blocks. Iron blocks are going to come out here. And whatever you're building will be built here. Iron plates, you're going to need 2 of. Screws, you're going to need 5 of. This is why you tell it to only take in certain items. So that one only does screws. And that one only takes iron plates now. Alright, so this is what we've got now. This ant takes the babies. Now 50% of the time it's going to take it that way. 50% of the time it's going to cut up that way. Now the reason why I want it to cut this way more often is because these guys are being split into the food makers, who are being split down this path of food making and this path of food making. They go around, feed the queen, and then come all the way back here and start the loop again. And this means that 1 in every 3 will come down here, pick up the materials, put the materials in the stockpile, make the metal bricks. The bricks will then be put in the smelter, put on this stockpile, then they'll be dispensed here to the next ant. And 50% of them will go this way to make screws, 50% of them will go this way to make iron plates. It takes 4 blocks to make 1 iron plate, whereas here it only takes 1 block to make 1 screw. Then they come back down and they go back into the same circle of collecting raw material and reproducing. So I really like the way these switches work. They're very simplistic, but they're very awesome. I want to break this down now. Right, now that's completed, we can build a combiner to make better worker ants. So how to do that? Right. What you got to do, build one of those, like so. Build another splitter, so 50-50 go that way. And these little ants come out and they become bigger and better ants. They don't become these guys who are the best, but there you go. So I got all that sorted now. We've got grade 5 workers. You can combine regular workers once again to create an inventor ant. Ooh. Now make sure you switch from back to making worker ants, and that's your inventor ant. Now you only need 1 of these guys. So you put this here and your little inventor ant will go up here. Try and move away from that machinery so it's not slide. Right. So your little inventor ant sits on that. These do collect up the food particles and throw it to him. Once he's collected 10, he'll give you the new technology. Now the reason why I've got a storage pod there, so when you're not using the worker ant, it'll collect the pollen, because the pollen can still be used in some of the building later on. It's just good to get into the habit now, collecting it. Now, when your little ant's got his 10, you like that, and then you click on a tech tree and you're going to build this radar. Now, as you can see, this has quite a big tech tree, which I was surprised at. I was surprised at just how big this was. I like to know the developers put all this effort in. I think it's going to be a pretty cool game. So you got to pick on the inventor ant, pop its butt. So it's kind of like the honey ants. I think it's in Africa. It collects all the little honeys and that. They collect in their backside. So you go on to build your radar. Now this is your radar tower. It uses screws, panels, iron blocks, as well as some of the pollen. That's why I had to build that there to collect some of the pollen. So now we've built our radar tower. We're just going to make contact and all the other ants will come down here. So we've got our birthing cycle, we've got our food cycle, we've got our material building cycle. And now we've got our radar and we can contact the other colonies and go into the future. Now I was looking at a tech tree, there's some really cool stuff in there. You can break down concrete into rubble. You can build these flying ants. And there's some other really cool little ideas in there. I was surprised how big the tech tree was actually. Now everything's done, we just click on that. The demo's over with. That was Microtopia, the demo. Now what do I think of the game? I think it's a good game. I think it's got good sound, good visuals. I think it's a really nice game that a lot of people enjoy. However, this video is under half hour long. Because I've just finished editing it. To actually record it and everything else was well over an hour. The problem is the gathering rate. The fact that your workers die constantly and you've got to constantly replace them. This means it takes a long time to gather resources. So if you are one of those people that like to take building games nice and slowly, you'll enjoy it. If you're one of those people that likes building games to be at a reasonable pace, you're not going to enjoy it. There's no speed up button. I think that is a big mistake in this game. Because most of what I did in that, I could have done in like half hour. It took over an hour to do, simply because there's no fast forward button. There's the death cycle with the workers. It just takes a long time to set things up because they're dying and you've got to replace them. Whereas if you had just robotic ants without the death cycle, I think it would be a lot better game. But that's just me. And you definitely need a fast forward. This is like the third strategy game I've had to say this in. That you should have a fast forward button in every single one of these types of games. I don't understand why people don't have it. But there you go. That's just my opinion. Maybe you completely disagree. But I have... I've seen videos for this game and none of them have mentioned that I've seen. Just how slow it is. And that's because a lot of them were edited. Now I know why they were edited. Because there's a lot of just sitting there watching. That is cool if there's like enemies, stuff to do on the map. On the first stages, that's not going to be that interesting. Now you do unlock certain stuff later on. One of them is to like break down concrete. And the more chains you have going at the same time, the more interesting I think it's going to be for the players. So it could just be the first few stages. I do think the demo was too short. It should have had a couple of stages as well. Not just one stage. It should have had at least, I'd say, 2, maybe 3. Just to show the different elements of the game itself. But the fact these are robotic ants is just, I think, a beautiful design on the actual ants themselves, as well as the environment, the wires as plants and stuff like that. I think that's really well done. Even down to like the pollen of these plants here. The fact of the lighting and everything on them is just beautiful. But again, that's just my opinion. I'll have to wait till the full game gets out. If I can get out of a copy, I'll do a longer video. But developers, you definitely need to add in a way to either speed up the game or increase what the items value is, especially the food ones. I think this is gonna be a pretty big game when it comes out, because I think especially a tech tree, I was really surprised at the size of that tech tree, because I thought it'd be quite simplistic, but no, they've actually done a really good job. I like the robotic little ants. I think that's such a cool idea to do that. But as always, it's not up to me. It's up to you to do you. This has been PulseBeetle. Thank you for your time. Have a good day. Keep the pulse. And remember,